Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a very affordable foundation from Essence, the Keep Me Covered foundation. When I saw this on Ulta, I was immediately intrigued, add to cart, because I love testing new foundations and concealers, but I also am a sucker for anything affordable or drugstore, and the two put together, affordable foundation testing, match made in heaven, my dream. If you like foundation reviews, if you like drugstore makeup, definitely don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and hop right into the review. Alright, let's go ahead and test this foundation out. I'm going to use a sponge on half my face and a brush on the other half. And just for reference, I had the shade 70 Warm Shell. I probably should have gone with a more neutral leaning shade because this is very, very yellow, but we're going to make it work. It is a glass container and it comes with a pump, which is nice. So I just took one squirt and let's go ahead and just dab it onto half of my face, and then we'll blend it out with the sponge. I'm not going to apply too much to my forehead just because I have bangs that I'm going to let down, and I don't like a bunch of makeup under my bangs. I feel like it just kind of gets in the way. I'm just taking my AOA Pawpaw sponge and gently tapping that in. Oh, it has pretty good coverage. I would say medium coverage right off the bat with that one pump. I didn't go in with any primer, I just had my moisturizer underneath just to give this foundation a good starting point, and then once I see what it's like, I can know how to adjust it. If it's a little bit more matte, then I will go in with a glowy primer next time. Okay, so it doesn't feel very tacky on the skin at all, and it just sunk right into my skin. It looks really beautiful, very seamless and natural. Okay, so I feel like with one layer I was able to get a really nice medium coverage and it looked very natural on the skin. It didn't look like it was sitting on top of the skin. Just for the sake of the video, I did decide to go in with a little bit more just to see if the foundation was buildable. I went in with about half a pump more on each side, and I do feel like the coverage is buildable. I feel like I was able to achieve high, medium to full coverage. In terms of application, I feel like the sponge is the way to go with this one. It looks a little bit more natural, a little bit more seamless and dewy, and I feel like the side with the brush looks just a tad bit heavier and cakier on the skin. You can see it sort of sitting on the skin and bunching up in certain areas on the side that I applied with a brush, whereas on the side that I applied the foundation with a sponge, it looks a lot more smooth and seamless. So I definitely recommend using a beauty blender with this one, but overall I feel like it has really good high medium coverage and it just feels very lightweight, and it does feel like it's drying down on the skin. Okay, so I finished applying the rest of my makeup and everything Looks really nice, applied super smoothly over top. It's actually been a couple hours since my initial application because I got caught up playing with my kids. It's been about 2 hours. I have noticed that the foundation has started to sink into my smile lines just a little bit. Totally normal with all of my foundations, but just wanted to mention it. Overall, it's not looking drying on the skin. It feels super lightweight and it has dried down pretty fully. So if you have dry skin or even normal skin, I don't feel like you would have to necessarily set this. Another thing that I did notice is that this foundation is pretty heavily fragranced and the fragrance does linger for a while. I'm gonna take some shots in natural light so you can really see what it looks like on my skin, my texture, my pores, all of my skin in its natural beauty. And we will check it at the end of the day to see how this foundation holds up.
One eternity later.
Hello loves, I am back. It has been a long day. It's been about 10 hours. I've been cooking, cleaning, playing with babies, and smooching cats. And Sophie, come here, Sophie. Whole lot of life, you know. So we've definitely put this foundation to the test, and I have to say, for a around $7 foundation, it has held up pretty darn well. I think people with oily skin, combo skin, are going to really appreciate this one because it's very mattifying but not drying, and it feels very lightweight on the skin. My biggest grievance with it is that I found the longer I wore it, the more it sunk into my pores and really emphasized them. I do have larger pores in this area, but for some reason this foundation just really exaggerated them. I think because it's such a thin texture, it was just able to really get into like every little nook and cranny of my face. So I think if I was to try this foundation again, I would definitely go in with a pore filling primer, something like the Benefit Professional, the e.l.f. Putty Primer, something like that. But overall, I felt like it looked really nice. It wore pretty well. It looks pretty good for 10 hours. And yeah, I'm excited to have another good drugstore foundation to play around with. I'm gonna definitely keep testing it. So far, so good. Not my favorite. I'm not obsessed with it, but it's definitely not bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have tested this foundation out, if you plan on picking it up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting, all of the wonderful things you do. I am praying for you guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.